Hello everyone and welcome back. Good to see you again. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between incapacity and incompetence. So we typically associate incapacity with the civil proceeding known as guardianship, which is a process where we are able to go into court and get legal control of someone's life and basically be able to make medical decisions for them, control their finances, their property, where they live, who they spend time with, restrict their ability to travel, those types of things. In fact, there's a dozen different rights that you can suspend when you file for guardianship over somebody. Now, incompetence, that is something that typically happens in the criminal arena. So when I was prosecutor, sometimes what would happen is we would have a defense lawyer who would make a motion to have his client declared incompetent. So let's talk about the difference. So in the sort of guardianship world, the incapacity world, what we're talking about is somebody who objectively appears, because of some type of mental health issue, to be incapable of making rational decisions. Now, sometimes we might be filing for an emergency temporary guardianship versus a permanent guardianship. And in those instances, what we're saying is, Your Honor, we need help right now. The consequences of not taking action, of the court not taking action, is so dire, this person is going to put themselves in harm's way, whether or not they're going to waste assets in terms of money or property, or whether or not they need immediate help for a mental health issue. We're asking the court to make a capacity determination. Now, in the competency world, in the criminal arena, what's happening is that there's an allegation made, that this person is not able to assist in their defense, not able to assist their attorney in representing them. They may not even be able to understand what's actually happening. What are the consequences of going to trial? What are the consequences of taking a plea offer? When you waive your right to a trial, you have to make a knowing, intelligent, voluntary decision. And obviously, if there's a competency issue here, then obviously you can't do that. Now, when we're talking about capacity, or lack of capacity, what we're hoping is that we get this person help, and at some point we can give them back the rights that we've taken, that we can have their capacity restored. In the competency world, in the criminal arena, what we're talking about, hopefully, is that at some point, once they're placed in a state facility, they will get treatment and they will have the ability to become competent again, which means they can now face the allegations that are made against them, help their lawyer, and the case can proceed down, the sort of criminal avenue, as it were. So the reason I brought this up is because we're getting calls from people whose loved ones have been incarcerated because they have been declared incompetent, and so now they're in a state facility, and they're like, well, can we do this? Can we do that? And I'm like, well, maybe you can, but you're going to need to go back to the criminal court to address the issue of competency, because the criminal court has this case now. And remember, the state has two types of systems: the mental health system, the Baker Act, and the criminal justice system, right? That's the criminal arena. And so the competency issue, if it's been raised, if a judge has already addressed it in the criminal arena, that's the court that has to deal with that issue. Now, whether or not you can actually file for guardianship over somebody who has been declared incompetent, I think that is a very interesting discussion, and probably not for this video, but I wanted to just share that with you. Capacity or lack thereof is really in the civil arena, the guardianship world. Competency has to do with a criminal case. You're in the criminal arena there, someone's been charged with a crime, alleged to have committed a crime, and so any competency issues have to be dealt with through the criminal system. So I hope that helps you to understand the difference, and I appreciate you tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.